Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about the basics of using a microscope, which is titled as The Correct Use of the Microscope in your grade 7 science book. So here you can see a few pictures of different types of microscopes and also a few specimens observed through a microscope. So let's get into our lesson now. So what does it say here? Many measures have been taken from ancient times to observe small things by magnifying them. Many equipment have also been produced for this purpose. So what are these different measures or equipments that have been used from ancient times to observe small things? To look into that, let's read activity 10.1. This has been extracted directly from your textbook, as you can see. So let's read it. You will need a closed glass bottle filled with water, a glass sphere, a glass slide with a drop of water, a sealed transparent polythene bag filled with water, a water-filled filament bulb sealed with wax. And the method: observe small letters by using each of the above instruments or substances. So what do you think will happen? Let's look into the next slide. All right. So the first image here, as you can see, is a water bottle filled with water. It has been placed on the book, which contains tiny letters. And as you can see, the letters have been magnified. All right. So here the second image is a glass sphere, which again has been placed on the book with tiny letters. And again, the letters have been magnified. All right. So let's move on. One common feature of above-mentioned instruments is the presence of water. Another common feature was the curved surface. So now it is clear that curved surfaces can be used to magnify small items. Convex lens is an instrument with curved surface which is used in school laboratories. All right. So as you can see in the above experiment, that is activity 10.1, the water bottle had a curved surface. All right. So did the glass sphere, right? So now we can come to a conclusion that when there is a curved surface, you can use that to magnify small items. So a convex lens is an instrument which is made by using curved surfaces. So you can find convex lenses in your school laboratories. So basically here, this is how a convex lens looks like. The first one is a concave lens, just for you to know about it. And the second one is a convex lens. As you can see, it has curved surfaces. All right. So what is this? This is a hand lens made using convex lens. So you can find hand lenses in your school laboratories, and many of us, we even have hand lenses at our houses, right? So let's move on. All right, activity 10.2. Observe the letters that you used in the above activity using a hand lens. Make sure to adjust only the objects, that is the letters, and do not change the distance between the lens and the eye. So now basically they ask you to use the hand lens to observe tiny letters. All right, so let's read. When distance between hand lens and letters are increased, gradually the letters will appear more larger. That's clear, right? So when you increase the distance between the hand lens and the letters are going to appear more larger, or they are going to magnify. All right. At a particular limit, the letters will be seen with a maximum size. When the distance is increased further, the letters become unclear. All right. So let me explain this part to you with an image. Okay, the first image, as you can see, we have a hand lens, but in this particular scenario, the hand lens is placed flat on the paper. So I think you can see that there is not much of a difference between the sizes of the letters on the paper and the size of the letters observed through through the hand lens. All right. So why? What is the reason? That is because this hand lens has been placed flat on the paper. So when you place a hand lens flat on the paper, it is clear that there is no magnification. All right, it is pretty much the same. The sizes of the letters are pretty much the same. All right, so let's look into the second image. Here we have a hand lens which is not placed flat on the paper. All right, it is placed with a considerate distance between the book with tiny letters. Okay, so when you observe through this hand lens, you can see that the letters have been magnified. That is because there is a small amount of distance between the book and the hand lens. Okay, so what happens when you increase this distance further? Does it mean that when you keep increasing the distance, the letters are going to appear more larger and larger? Let's see. All right, so now in this particular image, the hand lens is really far away from the book, but you don't see any magnification. As a matter of fact, you don't see any letters at all. That's because up to a certain limit only, the hand lens can be held with the distance to magnify an image or tiny letters. When you cross that particular limit, eventually the letters are going to become blurry, unclear, and then invisible. All right, so there is a particular distance where you have to hold the hand lens to observe tiny letters. All right, so moving on. Now we can conclude that there should be a constant distance kept between the object and the lens when an object is observed through a hand lens. All right, that is clear. So let's move on. Magnification and resolution. What is magnification? The number of times a specimen is magnified is known as the magnification of the lens. You can also define magnification as the process of enlarging the original size of an object. That is easier for you to understand, right? The process of making something look bigger can be defined as magnification. All right. So here there is another image of using a hand lens to observe tiny letters. Let's look into activity 10.3. Observe different things by using a hand lens. Use a table to record your observations. Try to separate things which cannot be seen through your naked eye clearly. Materials observed: soil sample, observation, sand particles with different sizes, gravel, and several insects are observed. Alright, if you have hand lens at your home, you can observe different items at your house. Alright, but anyway, I have two images here. So here we have an image of an ant observed through a hand lens. As you can see, the body structure and limbs of the ant are much more visible with the hand lens. All right. And we also have a picture of a plant being observed with a hand lens. And here too, we can see the clarity of the veins in the leaves and the structure of the plant is really clear when observed through a hand lens. All right. So let's move on. Now, what is resolution? It is a minimum distance by which 2 points must be separated in order to be seen as two distinct points. All right. So resolution can also be defined as the detail that an image holds. All right. So you can understand this further in the next slide. But anyway, let's move on. So there should be a minimum distance of 0.1 millimeters between two adjacent points to distinguish between them by the naked eye. All right, resolution of the naked eye is around 0.1 millimeters. Let's look into activity 10.4. You will need colorful picture from a paper, a hand lens. Method: observe a picture from the paper by a hand lens. Present your observations to the class. So if you have a hand lens, you can just get a colorful picture and observe it, all right? But anyway, let's see what actually happens. The image is composed of a large number of small dots seen by the naked eye. These dots are very clear when observed through a hand lens. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Here there's a beautiful painting, as you can see. So this is a zoomed in portion I've extracted from the first painting. All right. So if you look closer, you can see tiny dots, right? Scattered here and there in this zoomed in portion. So when you use a hand lens to observe this painting, you can actually see these tiny dots. Okay. But when you use your naked eye, these tiny dots are not going to be so clear. All right. So that is what defines resolution. All right, so we can see that resolving power of a hand lens is much higher than the resolving power of naked eye. All right, so we can come into that conclusion by now. Okay, so let's move on. Have you ever wondered what happens when we use two hand lenses to observe an image? When we use two lenses to observe an image, we can get a higher magnification and high resolution. Okay, to prove this, let's look into activity 10.5. You will need a white paper, a pencil or a pen, two hand lenses. Method, mark two dots with a minimum distance of not touching each other. Observe the distance between the two dots and their magnification by using a hand lens. Now use two hand lenses to observe the distance between two dots and their magnification. If you have a hand lens at your home, you can actually conduct this experiment and see the results. But if you don't, this is what will happen. Here, we have the initial position of the dots on the paper. All right. So when you observe this initial position with one hand lens, this would be the resulting image. As you can see, the dots are bigger and also the distance between the dots are also bigger. All right. So now what happens when we use two hand lenses to observe the initial position? The dots are even bigger than the second image and the distance are also larger. All right. So now we can come to a conclusion that when we use two hand lenses to observe a certain image, the magnification and the resolution is going to be higher than using one hand lens. A compound light microscope is produced using two convex lenses with a high magnification power. All right, so now we already learned that by using two convex lenses or two hand lenses, we can get a higher magnification power, right? So a compound light microscope is such an instrument in which we use two convex lenses. All right, so obviously the power of the compound light microscope is supposed to be higher. All right, so let's read now. It is made up of at least two convex lenses, also known as the light microscope because light is used for observations, can be used to observe microorganisms. Maximum magnification power is 2000 times. Maximum resolution power is about 0.2 microns. So this unit highlighted in red, we refer to it as a micron. All right. So it is also referred as 0.0002 millimeters. Okay. The resolving power of the compound light microscope is 500 times than the naked human eye. All right, so this will help you analyze how powerful the compound light microscope actually is. All right, moving on. Here we have a picture of a compound light microscope, and here is a picture of a compound light microscope and its parts. So you can pause the video if you want to take a better look at this picture. All right. So with this, I'm ending the first session of this lesson. In the next session, we'll be talking about the parts of the compound microscope, the correct method to use it, the electron microscope, and the applications of electron microscope. So I hope this video was very useful to you guys. If it was, please like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Thank you.